I'm Nadia Mendoza with the Office of Admissions and Recruitment. I do have a new title. I'm an admissions counselor, but previously I was strictly a recruitment specialist. So I'm very familiar with high school students and transfer students and the process for admissions. I do appreciate your time for looking into our university. And so here are some interesting facts about Cal State LA as you consider our university. Now, currently, the number I want to point your attention to is that we are currently experiencing an enrollment of about 22,740 students this fall 2025. With that said, we are able to offer a 21-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So your students' learning will still be very directly connected to the professors and their peers as well. We offer 55 different undergraduate majors, as well as 50 graduate programs, 10 credential programs, and 4 doctoral programs. It's very exciting that, here at Cal State LA, we have been designated as an Asian American and Native Pacific Islander serving institution, along with designated as a Hispanic serving institution and a minority serving institution. The cool thing about Cal State LA is that students can ride in on the MetroLink and walk to class. We literally have our own train station and bus station on our campus where students just depart from their train, take the stairs or the elevator up, and they're here at Cal State LA. We also have a very exciting occurrence at our university that we are a host to a professional soccer team from the MLS, the Los Angeles Football Club, where they do train on our campus grounds on the north end of our university. Now, these are some points of pride we love to share with you all. We are home to leading centers of innovation, including our Hertzberg Davis Forensic Science Center, our LA Biospace Business Incubator, as well as our Patricia H. School of Nursing Simulation Center. We are classified as #1 in the nation for upward mobility. This is a very big accomplishment for our university that has been observed over the years here at Cal State LA. I believe the research was conducted over a 30-year time span. We are also a Carnegie Classification of Institutions of Higher Education and R2 Research Institution. We also are the first Chicano Studies program ever established in the United States, and we are top 10 among top schools according to the U.S. News and World Report. Now, at Cal State LA, we do want to encourage our students to know that they could start here and finish here with clear communication as far as what your degree objectives are, what the requirements are, and the timeline and pathway to graduate. They'll be working closely with our academic advisors. With that said, we also have our academic advisors and our campus community currently and ongoingly encouraging our students to build meaningful connections while at Cal State LA, and not just simply be a student. However, how important that is, we want them to also connect with one another. There are also earlier internship, research, and networking opportunities for all of your students, regardless of the major. And then we also encourage our students to consider future-wise, maybe once after my bachelor's degree, why not continue on with my graduate degree at Cal State LA? Now, we do have some alumni that we are very proud that lead, create, and inspire across industries worldwide. And just for a few to put on your radar, if you were not aware, we do have various titles held by our alumni. They're very distinguished alumni. I will turn your attention to a very notable one here at Cal State LA, known as Billie Jean King. She's a famous tennis player, and she has been a pioneer for women in sports as well as in the sport of tennis. She's also an activist here, and as you may have heard over the radio waves, on TV, and so forth. Another notable distinguished alumni is our U.S. representative for California's 43rd Congressional District, Maxine Waters, and then as well as our California State Senator for District 25, Sasha Renee Perez. Sasha Renee Perez, our senator, she's actually a Cal State LA alumni that double majored in political science and economics, and she was the mayor of the city of Alhambra, our neighboring city, and then springboarded into state senate here in California. Things to also keep in mind is that our alumni are representatives from different majors, different colleges of excellence, and so we are very proud of what they have achieved and what they continue to work on. Some other things to note about our university with these majors and our alumni is that we are constantly trying to continue to keep that connection with them. And so just recently, Sasha Renee Perez joined our president at one of our community parades. Now, some of the most popular programs here at Cal State LA As we look at last year's enrollment for fall 2024 included the majors before you. So just by interest, we're seeing students gravitating to apply for majors such as business administration, psychology, criminal justice, child development, and biology. We do have some unique fields of study, including engineering technology, our fire protection administration program that is for transfer students only, as well as our rehabilitation services program through our College of Education. Now, before you is the profile for fall 2025 of the student makeup of our incoming freshman class and our transfer class. Now, as you can see, we received just under 36,000 applications for our first-time freshmen that have since enrolled this fall 2025, and we admitted just under 33,000 of them. With that said, the incoming average GPA for incoming freshmen was about a 3.43. Now we'll go over the admissions eligibility requirements in a moment, but just to give you an idea, the minimum GPA for incoming freshmen is a 2.5 in general. And so we were very proud to see that this incoming class that did start with us this fall semester was at a 3.43 grade point average. And as far as our transfers, we did receive just about 13,280 applicants. We were successfully able to admit about 11,757 of those students, and their average GPA for transfer was a 3.43. And so we're very proud of our students and all the hard work they continue to do and will continue here at Cal State LA. Now, some things that we also want our parents and our students to be mindful of is that there's things to consider beyond the classroom. And one such being, for example, studying abroad opportunities. We want our students to serve and succeed in local and global communities and to know that they can do so studying abroad. We also have our TV, Film, and Media Center where students are allowed to prepare their media productions at every stage of their production, along with our Mobility Center where our students are able to engage in research and improve life after injury for our clients. We also have several various fieldwork internships. Now, for our students, when we're talking about studying abroad, you could see that they may choose from CSU programs in 15 different countries, including Japan, Germany, and France. We also have our Generation Study Abroad, which expands options to about 40 countries. All programs do allow our students to earn credit towards their degrees, as well as financial aid and scholarships are available to help make it affordable. Now, shifting gears, let's go into the admissions requirements. That said, for our CSU minimum eligibility for first-time freshmen, we want our students to understand that in order for them to be considered freshman admissions, they must have not taken any college courses beyond the summer after high school graduation. So that is key. They cannot take classes in college beyond the summer after their high school graduation, and as well as meet these minimum requirements. Those include your completion of all required A through G college prep courses with a grade C- or better. We need them to earn a qualifying A through G grade point average based on grades after 9th grade. So the breakdown goes as this. Our California residents or California high school graduates must meet a minimum 2.5 GPA minimum. Our non-California residents must meet a 3.0 GPA minimum. And for some of our students, if their GPA is below the minimum, you may still qualify through the multi-factor review process. We also need the student to be a high school graduate or have earned the equivalent GED by the end of the spring term prior to the fall enrollment semester. Some of our incoming first-time freshmen may be required to submit an English language proficiency. And so what that would be is that for students that may have studied in a high school that was taught in English for less than 3 years, they'll need to meet the English language proficiency requirement. And one thing to note for our first-time freshmen and CSU minimum eligibility is that we do understand that there are some students seeking the major of the Bachelor of Music degree in music or the pre-nursing program. And so it's important for those incoming freshman applicants to know that they will have to meet additional admission criteria. So in discussing those A through G courses and grade point averages to meet the CSU minimum eligibility, we need our students to complete all required A through G college prep courses with a grade of C- or better. And we need them to earn a qualified A through G GPA based on grades after their 9th grade. As I mentioned earlier, For California residents, it must be a minimum of a 2.5 grade point average, and non-California residents a 3.0 or higher. Now, before you are those A through G, they're categorized by those letters. And so the area A would include the history and social science required, which is 2 years. Specifically, we need 1 year of U.S. history, 1 year of social science. The second requirement is area B, English, where 4 years are required. Area C is mathematics, where 3 years are required. For example, Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, or integrated series, but of course, 4 years are recommended. We also have the Area D, which is our laboratory sciences requirements, where we do need 2 years of laboratory sciences with a lab, one distinctly being 1 year of biological science and the other year of physical science. Area E addresses that we do need the language other than English. And so in this case, your student will need to complete 2 years of the same language. The area F is 1 year of visual and performing arts or 2 semesters from the same discipline. And area G are 1 year of any additional A through G courses for college preparatory that fall on that A through G list. And this A through G list, in case you weren't aware, this is what your high school counselors have been navigating since your student enrolled at their campuses. So they know distinctly which of their course offerings at their given high school are considered A through G college preparatory courses. And as I touched on earlier, for admissions consideration, we do look at more than just grades, and this is through the multi-factor review process. And so through this multi-factor review, applicants earn a score that includes academics, personal background, and community commitment. Admission offers are based on a student's score and space available in the major. So this is really just to encourage our students that maybe, in that 2.5 threshold grade point average, and they're just kind of wondering, am I going to make it or not? Encourage them to apply. We're going to look at these factors you see before you, including the academic factors, which weighs about 59% of the consideration. They're going to look at the completion of the A through G course that we discussed, as well as the A through G course GPA. Another set of factors we're looking at are community commitments from our students, whether they're enrolled at a local area high school or they're in one of the schools of that hold partnerships with our university via like the Go East LA program, the Go Central, Pasadena Promise, etc. We also look at another set of factors that speaks to the students' attributes, the applicant attributes. For example, first generation, whether they are from low income, are foster youth or ward of the court, may possess a veteran military status, educational program participation, work status hours, and extracurricular activities hours. I do encourage you to have your student reflect on all their involvement. The young people tend to overlook those things, whether they're helping out at home or they're working or they're volunteering or they're with student clubs. Let them reflect on that and to not ignore that when they're completing our Cal State Apply application for admissions. Now, as I touched on earlier, there are two majors that have additional requirements that incoming freshmen must meet. One of those majors is the Bachelor of Music degree for music. And so we want them to still meet the CSU freshman requirements we discussed, but also understand that they are required to complete an audition. And so in this case, they're going to prepare an audition on their main instrument or voice, and faculty will evaluate for admissions consideration into either the Bachelor of Music degree program or the Bachelor of Arts Music degree program. Now, additional requirements for the other major that has I had mentioned is pre-nursing. And so we're very proud to share that we have an amazing Patricia H. School of Nursing program here at Cal State LA and the Simulation Center. And this is where they prepare for careers in nursing through mindful practice, scholarly inquiry, interdisciplinary, and innovation. Now, to be considered for pre-nursing, students must still meet the CSU freshman requirements we went over, have a minimum GPA of a 3.5 in their A through G coursework. So just want to point out to you, the GPA does jump significantly for this program. We also need our students to earn a grade of B- or better on their first attempt in the following full year courses: intermediate algebra, algebra 2, or integrated math 3, biology with lab, chemistry with lab. And it is important to note that students admitted to Cal State LA as undecided or to a major other than pre-nursing, they need to understand they cannot switch into pre-nursing or apply to the nursing major later. Now, another eligibility we have for some of our students for you to keep in mind is we also accept lower division transfer students. And so this is something that may come up for some of our students that are considering applying to our campus. Now, to familiarize yourselves with this is that we do have the CSU minimum eligibility requirements, and the lower division transfer applicants must have fewer than 60 transferable semester units and meet these minimum requirements here. For fall admission consideration, requirements must be met by the end of the spring term. If a student reaches over 60 units by the end of the summer, please know that they'll be reclassified as an upper division transfer and will be held to the upper division transfer requirements. Nowadays, high school students are doing dual enrollment, or they're taking classes through their colleges, their local colleges to their high school. So we just want to put this on your radar. These lower division transfer students, these applicants would still need to meet the CSU freshman requirements, meaning that they graduated from high school or earned the equivalent GED, completed the A through G coursework with a grades of C- or better, and earned an A through G GPA of a 2.5 for California residents or a 3.0 for non-California residents. But we will look at their transferable units and GE breadth courses. So they must have fewer than 60 transferable semester units or 90 quarter units at a college and have completed the following general education courses with a C- or better. That one specific class would be the English composition requirement, also known as the Area 1A, as well as the mathematical concepts and quantitative reasoning requirement, which is known as Area 2 at the California community colleges. We also need our lower division transfer students to have a transferable grade point average overall being a 2.0 or higher, being good academic standing at last college attended. And as mentioned with the high school students, some may need to demonstrate English language proficiency. If they happen to attend a high school taught in English for less than 3 years, they would need to submit this requirement as well. Now, we do want to shift gears as far from away from the admissions requirements, but also to let you know that we do have housing and residence life here at the university where students can live and where they learn and build a Golden Eagle community. Our housing and residence life are just steps away from class, dining, and campus life. There's themed communities like the STEM, Halisi, and transfer and pride communities that students may identify with and want to live amongst. And please know that each of our housing and residence life boasts of furnished rooms, Wi-Fi, lounges, and study spaces. Staff support and secure access is available 24 hours, 7 days a week. We just want to make sure our families understand that you will be assured that it is a very inviting environment and the people are wonderful there, and it's a great community altogether. Now, student life, as I touched on earlier in the presentation, we want our students to just not be a student. We want you to take advantage of the opportunity to make friends and meet some new people, connect with your professors more via, for example, joining one of the 120 clubs and organizations we have here. We always say, go find your people, find your passion, get involved, connect with one another. We want to share with you that we are an NCAA Division II athletics and spirit squad here at Cal State LA. So we're very proud of our athletes here at Cal State LA. In case you weren't aware, we do have various sports available for our men and women, and they are very well-rounded. They are academic student athletes, and we're very proud of them because they are fierce in their sport, but they're also committed to their education. We do have opportunities for students to join us for our signature events like our Cal State LA Night at the Dodger Stadium, our Halisi Steppers, and more. We also have a very active and vocal student government known as ASI, where our students are out there being the voice of all Golden Eagles at Cal State LA, representing their points of views and their desires for their education. We do also offer student support services. So what we mean by that is we understand that students are transitioning from their previous school education setting and now maybe going through different things and familiarizing the ways to learn and navigate university life. And so to promote student success, these are the various student support services available to every one of our students. For academic support, we have our academic advising group. Each academic college has its own hub of academic advisors that are very well versed on the degree requirements for each of the majors and be able to provide guidance to your students, as well as our first year experience program, our educational opportunity program, and our CSU Success Tech Loan program. Another student support service grouping we have available for our students is wellness and counseling, which is very important because we recognize that there are various needs our students may be experiencing. And so we do have our basic needs support, our counseling and psychological services program for the CAPS program, and the Student Health Center. Another form of student support services that we want our students to utilize are our community and belonging centers. So for example, we have our cross-cultural centers, our Glacier Family Dreamers Resource Center, our Guardian Scholars Program, and our Veterans Resource Center. We also want to ensure that students understand we have access and inclusion for all of our students via our Office for Students with Disabilities. Yeah, we also want to share with you that we host here at our university the Family Academy, where we can help families support their golden eagles through this very big milestone going into university. And so we want to help you understand your students' journey and learn more about what college life looks like and how to navigate it together. We want you to feel supported as a family unit that to support their success and discover practical ways to help your student thrive academically and personally. And we want to also encourage that connection with community and meet other families and staff and professors are here to support you and your golden eagle. Now, we do have some financial aid and scholarship opportunities we want to make sure you are aware of. As you may be aware, the FAFSA application for 2026-2027 the filing period has opened on October 1st. Please know that your student can work on this simultaneously with their admissions applications to their universities. As you can see, the average financial aid package here at Cal State LA is about $12,000. And we can tell you that overwhelmingly over 94% of our students are receiving a form of financial aid. We do have over 400 scholarship opportunities, which enables us to offer $273 million in grants and scholarships. This is something we want our families to understand, to definitely take advantage of the FAFSA application and the filing period that has opened on October 1st. And make sure you take care of that with your student. Now, we also have another type of student support program here at Cal State LA known as the Educational Opportunity Program, better known as EOP, where they support first-generation low-income and educationally disadvantaged students with resources to help them thrive in college. And so for eligibility, they're looking for, as I mentioned, first-generation low-income educational disadvantaged students. But for what you get is you're going to get counseling and advising, financial aid support, priority registration, bridge, and leadership programs. Specifically, these are a group of staff members here at Cal State LA that are committed to the students within the EOP program. And this is to supplement your academic advisors. Why does this matter though? Personalized guidance and support communities are here provided and nurtured here with our students and our EOP staff, and they're amazing. Just to put on your radar, students, the time to apply for that is simultaneously while you're doing your application for admission. So in the application for Cal State LA, we'll ask you, are you interested in applying for EOP? Indicate yes if you are. And then just remember that when you're done with the admissions application, you will also be able to access the EOP application at that point, and it's important you do it at that time as well. Now, we do want our students and our families to know that we are going to give you a safe, supported, and prepared environment. And so we want our students to be aware of community care, where the University Police Department and members of the Eagle Patrol work together to provide a safe environment for all our students, our staff, our faculty, and our visitors. There is everyday support available, including our safety escorts that are available on and around campus. We do offer bike lockers and direct Metrolink access. For our students, there's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, Eagle alerts for emergencies. We do these notifications via email and text about safety and other things going on campus. And we also have our campus safety app. We do want our students to feel empowered as a community. So we do have the RAD self-defense training, as well as our CERT emergency response workshops that all our students are welcome to participate with. Now, shifting gears as you're considering this timeline that you're all embarking, applying for university for fall 2026, this is the freshman timeline for enrollment process. So just to be mindful, when our students are getting ready to apply, Please note the application did open last week, literally a week ago today on October 1st, and you have till December 1st to submit that application. It is important for you to know that some admission notices will begin going out as early as in December based on your self-reported information on that application. We will be hosting some fall events, so keep in mind that as your students are submitting these applications to their various universities, we are putting on our radar, and if you can see in my background, our fall event that's coming up, our Eagle Fest. Eagle Fest is taking place November 15th, which is a Saturday from 9 to 12:30, and we will be offering on-site admissions as well as an application clinic. So we will get you more information as we get closer to the event, but please know that we encourage everyone, including the students and their families and their friends and guests, to please join us. Other things moving along with this timeline is that from when the student applies between October 1st and December 1st, we want you to also be mindful that the FAFSA deadline is March 2nd. So it's important our students complete the FAFSA application and or the DREAM Act application by March 2nd. With that said, but in that time frame, students will learn of their admission statuses, meaning the decisions, the offers, and so forth. And so here at Cal State LA, we have an enrollment confirmation deadline of May 1st for our students to make the decision of whether or not to commit to Cal State LA. We trust that they will become Golden Eagles, and you will do so by paying that enrollment confirmation deposit by May 1st. And then also that will kind of trigger summer activities. For example, once a student has committed to our university via the enrollment confirmation deposit by May 1st, they will later be invited to sign up for first flight orientation and or early start, which is really the major transition experience for all of our incoming students that is required. For first flight, orientation is the only requirement one. Early start might be required for some students, not all. So just keep checking your emails. Thereafter, a student has committed to us by May 1st. Please know that final official transcripts from high schools or in colleges for some of you and test scores will be due July 15th. This is a pretty standard deadline for all Cal States when students have applied for admission. So keep in mind, we're all going to be shouting this deadline for turning in final official transcripts, test scores, and so forth. And then please know that our first day of fall term is August 24th, 2026. That's the first day of fall semester at Cal State LA. And then should any of you have any questions with the process or to learn more specifically about our university here at Cal State LA, we always encourage you to reach out to us. As I mentioned, I am a representative from the Office of Admissions and Recruitment. I am an admissions counselor. We are located in the Admission and New Transfer Center in the Student Services building on the first floor. We are open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We do answer our phones, so that is our general phone number for 323-343-3901. And you can also email us. You can email us at admission@calstatela.edu. Please note that admission in that address is singular, so do not add another letter at the end of that. So it's admission@calstatela.edu. And you can also follow us on social media, whether it is X or on YouTube or on Twitter or TikTok, I should say TikTok or Instagram. If you want to get more information from our admissions, please scan that QR code.